Benin City, a name that once echoed with the power of a mighty empire, a place where art and culture flourished, where bronze sculptures whispered tales of kings and queens. This was a kingdom of immense wealth, its streets bustling with traders from far and wide. The heart of a continent beat strong here. For centuries, the Oba, the divine king, ruled over this thriving kingdom. His palace, a sprawling complex of courtyards and chambers, stood as a testament to Benin's power. The air vibrated with the rhythmic pulse of life, the laughter of children playing in the shade of ancient trees, the clang of metal from the blacksmith's forge. Benin was a beacon of civilization, its light reaching across the seas. But history, like the flow of a mighty river, can change course in an instant. The invasion of Benin City in 1897 was a brutal affair. British troops, armed with superior firepower, stormed the city, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The Oba's palace, a symbol of Benin's power, was looted and burned. Priceless artifacts, the very soul of the kingdom, were stolen, shipped across the ocean to adorn the museums of the colonizers. The kingdom was stripped of its dignity, its wealth, its very identity. Benin, once a proud and independent kingdom, was reduced to a British protectorate. The spirit of the people was broken, their voices silenced under the weight of colonial rule. The bustling markets fell silent, the laughter of children replaced by the somber whisper of the wind. Decades passed, and Benin, like much of Africa, struggled to break free from the shackles of its colonial past. Poverty, underdevelopment, and corruption became the unwelcome companions of its people. The memory of their glorious past, however, never truly faded, kept alive in the stories whispered from generation to generation. In recent times, a new wind has begun to blow across the land, a wind carrying the promise of change, of hope, of a return to greatness. This wind carries the name Godwin Obaseki, the current governor of Edo State, a man who dared to dream of a brighter future for his people. Governor Obaseki, a man of vision and determination, understood that to rebuild Benin, one must first heal the wounds of the past. He recognized the need to reclaim the stolen heritage of his people, to restore their sense of pride and identity. It was a daunting task, but Governor Obaseki was not one to shy away from a challenge. His vision extended beyond simply restoring the past. He understood that to truly empower his people, Benin needed to embrace the future. He set about creating an environment conducive to growth and investment, attracting businesses and industries to the state. Governor Obaseki knew that true progress required a firm hand. For years, non-state actors had operated with impunity, casting a shadow over the state. They eroded the very fabric of society, hindering progress and instilling fear. With unwavering resolve, he led the charge against these forces of disruption. He understood that security was not just about armed forces, but about empowering the people, giving them the confidence to reclaim their communities. His efforts did not stop at dismantling these negative forces. He understood that lasting peace required addressing the root causes, providing opportunities for those who had been marginalized, offering them a path towards a brighter future. At the heart of Governor Obaseki's vision lay a deep respect for Benin's rich cultural heritage. He understood that the stolen artifacts were not just objects, but embodiments of his people's history, their soul. He launched an ambitious campaign for their return, engaging with international museums and governments. His efforts bore fruit. Some of the stolen artifacts began to find their way back home, welcomed with jubilant celebrations. The return of these treasures was not just about righting a historical wrong. It was about restoring a people's sense of identity, of reminding them of their ancestors' greatness. But Governor Obaseki did not stop there. He envisioned a Benin where its cultural heritage was not just preserved but celebrated, where it could serve as a bridge between the past and the future. Governor Obaseki understood that for Benin to truly flourish, it needed to become an economic powerhouse. He embarked on an ambitious plan to attract investment, to create jobs, to empower his people. He knew that investors sought stability, transparency, and a skilled workforce. He implemented policies aimed at improving governance, tackling corruption, and streamlining bureaucracy. He invested heavily in education and skills development, preparing his people for the jobs of the future. His efforts resonated with investors. Businesses, both large and small, began to flock to Edo State, drawn by the promise of a stable and profitable environment. Factories sprang up, creating jobs and breathing new life into the economy. Governor Obaseki's vision extended beyond the economic sphere. He believed in creating a Benin where every citizen had access to quality healthcare, education, and infrastructure. He spearheaded the construction of new hospitals and schools, ensuring that even the most remote communities had access to essential services. Roads were paved, connecting rural areas to urban centers, opening up new opportunities for trade and development. He championed the cause of women and youth empowerment, understanding that they were the key drivers of progress. He implemented policies aimed at providing them with the tools and opportunities they needed to thrive. Today, a new spirit courses through the streets of Benin City. The city, once subdued by the weight of history, now vibrates with a renewed sense of purpose, of hope, of pride. The return of the artifacts has ignited a cultural renaissance, with artists and artisans drawing inspiration from their ancestors' legacy. The streets, once marred by neglect, are now bustling with activity. New businesses have sprung up, their brightly painted signs a testament to the city's economic revival. The laughter of children, once a distant memory, now echoes through the streets, a symphony of hope for a brighter future. Governor Obaseki's vision has breathed new life into Benin. He has shown his people that the past does not have to define the future, that they have the power to shape their own destiny. The story of Benin is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the enduring power of hope. It is a story of a people who refuse to let their past define them, who dare to dream of a brighter future. Governor Obaseki's leadership has ignited a fire in the hearts of the Edo people, a fire that burns with the promise of a glorious tomorrow. As the sun sets over the ancient city, casting long shadows across its streets, one can almost hear the whispers of the ancestors, their voices filled with pride. Benin has risen, stronger and more vibrant than ever before, a beacon of hope for the African continent. The journey has been long and arduous, but the people of Benin, led by Governor Obaseki's vision, have shown the world that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can triumph.